Hello guys, welcome again to my channel. So on today's video, my people, we are going to talk about features to check out for before buying a goat for breeding. But before then, make sure you subscribe to my channel. So I know that you'll be wondering, why is this boy talking about features to check out for in a goat when he's not in the farm? Okay, see what happened today. I'm not in the farm, but I'm at home. So, but at the end of the day, I'll still make the video for you all. So what are those features you have to check out for before you buy a goat for breeding, and why should you check out for those features? First of all, I'm a farmer. You all know I'm into pigs, cattle, and goats. So I've experienced certain things which I talk about on this channel. So the main reason why you should check out for these things before you buy a goat is so that you will not end up wasting your money. Because at the end of the day, the aim of every farmer is to make money. We're not doing farming because of our passion. Yes, it might be a passion, but at the end of the day, we still want money. We still want money. So you can't be doing it for losses. So checking out these features will help you to get the best breed of livestock. Because if you are starting your farm, your main aim should be to start your farm with good breeds of goats, good breeds of animal, whether you're into pig, cattle, goat, anyone. At the end of the day, what matters most is that you start with quality breeds of animal. Because these are the animals that they are like the ancestors of your farm. So you don't want to make your ancestors to be foolish animals. So you don't want to make your ancestors to be, useless animals. So that's why I always emphasize on, checking out these features before you go for your breeding stock. So let me assume that you're into goat farming. So if you now go to the market, or if you go to another farm to acquire this breeding stock, what are those things you have to check out for before you decide that, oh yeah, I like these goats, oh yeah, let me transfer the money, let me give you the money. So what are these features you have to check out? So that is what this video is going to be all about. So those features, number one is, especially for the male goats, this is for the male goats. So before you buy a male goat, always make sure that they have a well split testicles. That thing that resembles balls, human balls, at the back of a goat. That is what is called the testicles. So always make sure that they are well split. A well split testicles of a male goat guarantees that this goat is going to be good for breeding, for use to breeding to breed like the female goats. So always check out for a male goat that has a well split testicle, because that shows that this male goat is mature enough to breed, and this male goat is good quality in terms of breeding. The next thing is that the goat, whether female or male, must have a good height. It's important, because at the end of the day, you don't want to transfer stunted growth to your kid goats. So that's why it's always advisable that if you are buying a male stock for breeding, make sure that it has a good height. Because the fact that it has a good height will also make the children, the kids of the same goat, to have good height. Because goats are like human beings. If my mom and my dad was fair, there's a high possibility of me being fair. If they were dark, I would have been dark, and I'm dark. So always make sure that you buy goats that have good height if you want the other goats that will come out from them to have good height. So just like garbage in and garbage out. So if you want your kid goats to have good height, make sure that the parent goats you acquire have good height. It's very, very important. Now the next thing is, make sure they have good length. Whether they are female or they are male, height is like, from down to ground, while length is like from here to here, from this point to this point. That's length. So always make sure that the goat you are buying has good length. Both the male and the female, always make sure they have good length, because this is also the genes they will transfer to the kid goats. So you don't want a situation whereby you have goats that they are like this. If someone will come to your farm and want to buy a goat, and they'll be asking you, are all these things here your goats, or are they sick? So something like that. So always make sure that you have good breeding stock. You stock your farm up with good breeds of goat that have good features. Now the next thing is that your goat must have good weight. You don't go and carry a malnourished goat and put in your farm, because if you are starting your farm with malnourished goats, there's a high possibility that all the goats in your farm will be malnourished. Because if my mom and my dad were malnourished, we are skeletal, there's a high possibility that I will also be skeletal. So always make sure that you are buying goats with good weight. I know that there are some goats, like the goats I'm into, the goats area mostly, the Nigerian dwarf goats, they don't weigh that much. But if you see a goat that is good for breeding, you know, because at least even in as much as they are small goats in terms of size and body weight, but if you see the one that is big enough, you know that this one is a good goat, and you should buy it. So that is it. Now the next thing is that the goat must be calm and responsive to the environment. There was this goat I used to have. This goat like suffered me a lot. So that like, because at the farm we do fencing, like block fencing, instead of the wire gauze for ranching. So we do fencing, block fencing. So this goat was like a terrorist. This goat was like, it was like a capon. If you're Nigerian, you understand what a capon means. So what it usually do is that it will jump fence, like it will jump out from the farm, from the ranch, jump out. Then it will start. I don't know how goats used to do it. Maybe is how they talk. You start, before it will jump out again. Then next, okay, let me tell you guys what really happened. So the first day I brought that goat, it was calm, very nice goat. I bought it from the market, so it was a calm goat. I bought it with others, like I bought like 5 goats that day. It was a very calm goat. It has good body, like it had a very, very good body. So that's why I like the goat. So I bought it. The first day it was calm. The next day it was calm. Then like for like 3 days I didn't come to the farm. When I came to the farm, my workers were like, this goat has been jumping fence, so that it will jump and come back in the night. It will jump, go around the whole community, as in go around the whole area that the farm is located, go around and only come back in the night and still jump back again into the ranch. So I was like, you say this goat is going to be a trouble. So, but I didn't like. I was not even interested that much. But I was like, it's a normal goat. You see, not to happen to it. But I was like, they should keep their eye on it and try not to make it to jump again. So, but later on, I came back to the farm again. They were like, this goat and other goats have started jumping the fence. So this initial goat influenced also other goats to start jumping the fence. So I come to the farm. I'm like, 6 of my goats have gone out of the farm. How they go out? They jumped fence. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to start using rope to tie these goats down until they calm down. So I used rope to tie them for like for like 2 weeks. They were just tied down there and being fed and being given water. So after that 2 weeks, when I left them off the hook, they stopped jumping fence. So that's how I solved that problem in my farm as of that moment. So always make sure you buy goats that are very, very calm, not the ones that be jumping out the whole farm and be stressing your life up. And then have goats that are responsive to the environment, not goats that are dull. A goat should be calm but not too dull. Now the next thing is you should buy a goat that have good eyes. I see so many people who sell, like I usually go to the market to buy animals, or sometimes because there are not many goat farms in Nigeria right now. So I usually it's always these villagers that will raise their goats and come to the farm and sell it, and come to the market and sell it. So that's where I usually go to buy goats. So I see many goats that have defected eyes, all these problematic eyes. So I won't advise anybody to buy that kind of goats, because something must have caused that goat to have that eyes like that, and there's a high possibility that it might give it to the children too, to the kid goats. And it's always good that if you're buying your goats that you want to use to start your farm, you should buy quality goats, not just anyhow goats. Unless if you want to kill the goat or if you want to butcher it, you can buy that kind of goat and eat. Now the next that you have to buy a goat that works well. Don't go to the market or don't go to a farm and buy a goat that is limping. No, that is limping. No, that's not why you're spending your money. You're spending your money to buy quality animals. So that's it. Make sure you buy a goat that works well. Now the next thing the next thing on my list is buy a goat that has a good appetite. Don't go and buy a goat that does not eat. There are some goats that will be too dull when it comes to eating. And before you know it, they start losing body weight. And before you know it, this kind of goats will die. But assuming you have a goat that is not eating very well, my advice is give it vitamins and antibiotics for like 3 days and see what happens. But don't go to the market or don't go to a farm and buy a goat that lacks good appetite, because a goat should be ferociously eaten, because that is the only way it can gain weight. So that is on today's video, guys. See, I know that for some time now I haven't been responding to comments in my channel, but that is gonna change, because from now on I'll be responding to every single question you ask me. So if you have any question, make sure you ask me in the comment section. Don't say, this question might be stupid. Ask it, I'll answer. Because if I didn't ask those stupid questions that you are afraid to ask, I won't have the kind of experience I have today. So make sure you ask those questions and make sure you like this video, and let's grow this channel. So thank you guys, and thank you.